What's going on, everyone? Juicebags here, and welcome back to some DD2 in my Calling All Heroes Nightmare 4 playthrough. Time for the Unholy Catacombs. Now this, of course, there is no reason to do on Nightmare 4 other than to say you did it. And this particular build was really designed for the incursion mode, getting that 750 gear. So it is 100% AFKable. Now, in hindsight, I think instead of using the same build that I use for incursion, I would probably just spawn camp, I think. I'd have a few archers up top to take care of flyers or any bosses that made it through. But I think I would spend the majority of my DU on some heavy-duty protoning right at the entrances with some Serenity Auras, and then maybe either a Frosty or a Frosty and some archers shooting down into it. I think that's, in fact, I may end up doing this map again, just with a different or a quicker AFK style. Now, this run, of course, I'm going to do 100% AFK, so we're going to just fly through most of it. It gets boring just sitting there when you're actually not, when you're wanting to complete the map. It gets a little boring taking the AFK route if you just sit there. So it's always more fun to get out there and shoot the baddies up and beat down some fools. Gonna go with a buff beam right across the top. You guys have all seen my my Unholy Catacombs incursion build. I'm doing exactly the same thing. After I buff it up top, I'm gonna throw some reflects in. One reflect on each one of the blocks, and that just eliminates a ton of damage. Plus, something that's really underrated is those torpedoes on the reflect beams. They actually hit really hard. It's just ridiculous how hard they hit, especially if they get buffed and upgraded, or even unbuffed for that matter. They just hit pretty damn hard. Now, of course, they don't hit very frequently, and that's what you get in return, but they do put out a nice bit of DPS. Now, I'm going to cover both of the side lanes with 4 buffed archers up top. Then we're going to go with 4 archers, 2 archers on each little column right here. And that's going to finish out the middle lane. Of course, we've got decent flyer protection out of those archers, so not going to worry too much about them. And then some Serenity Auras, although we did go with the blockade boosting Serenity Auras. Didn't go with the or monk, pardon me. I didn't go with the sphere for the Serenity, so they're kind of small, but they still get a little coverage. And from there, you can find your favorite spot to park. I usually like to just park up top and call it good there. Now here is jumped right on into the final wave, wave 7, getting those last upgrades in place, and gonna help out just a little here from time to time just to make this thing go a little quicker. Like I said, this is more of the guaranteed success incursion build, which this map is actually pretty easy. So I mean, you could guarantee success on the incursion with a lot of different builds for sure. But this was the easiest one to get it done for me. Just a turtle right there on the core itself. And, doing this on non-incursion mode, it's pretty much your choice. You can help out with the bosses, or you can just sit there. Those blockades will hold up, and the archers will eventually get through those ogres. But of course, not spawn camping and killing everything up here means they've all got to take that long walk. So if you're farming this one, which you probably shouldn't be. This shouldn't be, the regular Nightmare 4 version shouldn't be on anyone's farm list. If you're going to do this map, there's only one way to do it, and that is the incursion. But, of course, just to be a completionist, a lot of people want to make sure they do every map on the hardest difficulty. And essentially this is it. Now, the Onslaught, of course, is 5 waves and a higher item power rating. Better gear drops, chances at 750 item power sword and chest. but it's substantially lower just for regular Nightmare 4. And like I said, one that you can pretty much AFK with a decent Abyss Lord EV2. Thanks again!